Okay guys, so this is our centrifuge here in our lab. This is an LW Scientific E8. This is a centrifuge that we'll be using this year. To open the centrifuge, before you get started, you want to turn the knob and lift the lid. And you should always check to make sure that there's nothing in here because, oh, look at that, there's a tube in here and we don't want to have an unbalanced load. So if there's something in there, make sure you get rid of it before you put your stuff in. You also want to make sure that it's plugged in and ready to go. So I'm going to open my centrifuge. I'm going to add in my tubes that I want to spin. I want to make sure that they are directly across from each other and that the tubes have the same amount of material in them. So I wouldn't want to spin, say, this purple top tube and this plastic tube across from each other because that would not be a balanced load. We want to make sure that they weigh about the same. So this tube and this tube are going to weigh the same. I'm going to shut the lid, lock it. I can turn my centrifuge on with the power button. I'm going to set it for the time that I want it to run. We'll say 10 minutes. And then I can adjust my speed here. So you guys can see that says speed, that's time. So I can decide how fast I want it to spin. And then the centrifuge should take off quietly. So you guys can see in there that it is spinning. And it should run very quietly, just like this. Just gonna show you guys how this looks when we turn it on. So it's locked. You guys can see it's starting to spin there and it takes off. Nice and quiet. It's exactly how we want it to sound. So if I were to start my centrifuge and it makes a sound like this. You notice it's rocking and it's bouncing all over the counter. That is all bad. If that happens, it'll usually shut itself off, but you can always unplug it from the wall too, and that will stop it from running. So then you can plug it back in and turn it off and check to see what's going on. So I can see here that these tubes are the same, but this purple top tube's in here, and that's what's causing my load to be unbalanced and not spin well. So, once my spinner is done, I will turn it off. I will wait for it to ding. I have to wait until the load is completely stopped and there's no more movement in there. That's exactly what I want. And I can open this and I can carefully remove the tubes that I needed. We're ready to go.